All right, Mossberg Shockwave 12 gauge pump action. These things have been out for several years. I've always wanted one and I finally just got it. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with these. Most of you probably have them. That's pretty much all there is to say about it. Let's shoot it. I've only shot it a couple times. I'm starting to get the hang of it, but what I like about these is you can kind of just point shoot them from the hip. So we're gonna try to hit these steel targets without using the sights. Smoke the black one, let's try the blue. A little high and right. There we go. All right, the yellow one's gonna be tough. Smoked it. Woo! Couple misses, but really not too bad for just getting this thing. However, what that did prove is that you actually do have to aim a shotgun. For years, people have been saying you can just point shoot shotguns and hit whatever you want, but as you see, I had a couple that went either low or high by a few inches, and even out of this little thing, the pattern of those shotgun shells is not as big as a lot of people think it is. Let's reload it. I would imagine it's because this one's new, but one thing I've noticed is sometimes the pump kind of locks up and it's a little stiff, so hopefully that breaks in over time. Let's try to hit that black target again. This thing is freaking awesome. So the Shockwaves are unique because although it's a pump action 12 gauge Mossberg, it's technically not considered a shotgun by law. I will definitely call it a shotgun several times in the video, so feel free to correct me in the comments on that. But these shotguns are interesting because looking at it, it obviously looks like a little short-barreled street sweeper 12 gauge shotgun, but I guess because it doesn't have a stock or a vertical grip, and obviously the barrel is much shorter than 18.5 inches, which is what's required by law unless you go through the NFA and get a short-barreled shotgun, they just consider these firearms. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know all the legalities, but I am a fan, and I definitely support loopholes like this to get us the coolest guns we can possibly have without going through the NFA. One more thing that blew me away is the recoil. I expected it to be, you know, pretty hard to handle, and everyone knows shotguns kick a lot. Even the, target loads definitely thump your shoulder a little bit, but for whatever reason, I assume it's because the way this nub is designed and just how streamlined this thing is, it absorbs really well and doesn't hardly kick at all. That being said, I'm only shooting target loads. So this one just has one bead sight right there on the end of the barrel. I actually haven't even tried to use that yet. So I'm gonna attempt to hit that blue target and see where this sight is hitting. Hope I don't punch myself in the face. Okay, that one went a little high. Hot. So as I expected, unless you really bring it up and get that sight even with the top rail, it's kind of hitting high. So I'll just use a 6 o'clock hold with this one. But it's actually more comfortable to shoot from the hip. Plus it looks way cooler. All right, this is the Benelli Supernova. This has a 28-inch barrel, which is pretty long for a shotgun. You can see the size difference between this and the Shockwave, and I have 2 paper targets hung up on our railroad tie, and I just want to compare the pattern size out of each of these guns. So we're gonna shoot an 8-shot target load out of each of these and see how big the difference really is in the spread when you go from like a, 14-inch barrel to a 28-inch barrel. Pretty much the biggest difference you're gonna get between shotguns. So Benelli first. That's actually like a perfect spread at 10 yards. You can see how well it covered that target. By the way, I have the cylinder choke in here, so we're not tightening the pattern at all. And the Shockwave. From here, it almost looks like there's no difference. One thing I will say is the Shockwave sounds quite a bit louder. I don't know how loud it is because I have ear pro on, but it definitely booms quite a bit more. But here is our pattern from the Benelli. You can see we've got some down here in that left-hand corner, but the majority of those are on that black bullseye target. And then the Shockwave is over here. And like I said, not a big difference. I mean, definitely a little bit more spread out maybe, but the majority of those, once again, are on that bullseye target. So even cutting the barrel length in half, you're not getting that much more spread, at least at 10 yards away. We gotta shoot some 2-liters. And of course, we're going from the hip. Kinda got it. The very first one was the only one that kind of survived, but we still poked holes in it. There we go. How about some 12 ouncers? Third time's a charm. There we go. How about some big juicy melons? What do you think? Should we try these gangster style from the hip? Ah, there we go. I'm reloaded. Let's try it again. Much better. Another. I've got a little mess to clean up. All right, y'all, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna clean up this mess, and then I got a special watermelon we're gonna shoot. Say hello to my little friend. Woo! Not too bad.
Say hello to my little friend.
All right, everybody, that is gonna do it for me today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on the Mossberg Shockwave 12 gauge firearm. Like I said, these things have been out for a long time. Most of you guys probably have them, or you've definitely seen videos on them. As always, I'm kind of late to the party. I've always wanted one of these, really started wanting one over the last couple of years, but of course, that's when everything kind of started getting hard to find. But I recently found one and I did not let it slip away. So you'll definitely see this one more on the channel because it's freaking awesome, and there's nothing like hip firing a 12 gauge and actually being able to hit your target most of the time. But I thought it deserved its own dedicated video because, again, it's one of the coolest guns that I've ever shot. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. As always, hit that like button for me, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.